Good afternoon, everyone. Today we shall discuss about population composition of India. Now I shall present my screen. Remember, we have been learning about the first chapter of your NCERT textbook, India, People and Economy. So now we have population composition of Indian population. So population composition is a distinct field of study within population geography with a vast coverage of analysis of sex and age, place of residence, ethnic characteristics, tribes, language, religion, marital status, literacy and education, occupational characteristics, and so on. Okay, so population composition is an important field of study in population geography, and it covers the analysis of age and sex of the people, place of residence, whether inhabiting in a rural area or urban area, ethnic characteristics, then about tribes, language, religion, marital status, married or not, literacy and education, occupational characteristics, etc. Okay, so today we shall learn about this real urban composition, linguistic composition, and religious composition. So let us start. Rural urban composition. Okay, composition of population by their respective places of residence is an important indicator of social and economic characteristics. Okay, so whether people are residing in a rural area or in an urban area is an important indicator of social and economic characteristics of a country. If large number of people are inhabiting in the urban areas, that means the economy is developed. Whereas if we find a large number of people in the rural areas, then the economy is agrarian, and less developed. We may imagine like this. So this becomes even more significant for a country where about 68.8% of its total population lives in a village. So in India, 68.8% of total population, that is 1.21 billion, lives in villages according to 2011 census. Okay. And India has 640,867 villages. 640,867 villages according to 2011 census, out of which 5,97,608, that is 93.2% are inhabited. Okay, so India has 640,867 villages, out of which 5,97,608 are inhabited. That is 93.2% according to 2011 census. However, the distribution of this rural population is not uniform throughout the country. So you'll find states like Bihar and Sikkim have very high percentage of rural population. Bihar and Sikkim have very high percentage of rural population, and the states like Goa and Maharashtra States like Goa and Maharashtra have only little over half of their population residing in the villages. That means a large number of people are in the urban areas. Okay, so you may examine this appendix given at the end of the book. So appendix 3, this is from your textbook. You may examine this table. It tells about rural and urban population composition 2011, and here you'll find that this percentage of urban population in India is 31.16. And you may examine here, as mentioned in the book, states like Bihar. States like Bihar has a very high percentage of these rural people. That means low percentage of these urban people. Only 11.30% of the total population of Bihar is residing in the urban areas. Likewise, we have so what is the other state? Like Sikkim, for example. Sikkim is here, and Sikkim also has only 24.97% residing in the urban areas. That means this more than 70% are residing in the rural areas. And whereas these states like this Maharashtra, then Goa, Goa is here. Goa has a very large percentage of people residing in the urban areas. That means less number in the rural areas. 62.17% of the population of Goa is residing in the urban. That means less than 40% is residing in the rural areas. And likewise Maharashtra also, Maharashtra 45.23% are residing in the urban areas. So in this way you may examine this appendix 3, rural and urban population 2011. So the Union Territories, on the other hand, have a smaller proportion of rural population, except Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Dadra and Nagar Haveli has 53.28% residing in the rural areas. The remaining Union Territories have more people residing in the urban areas. And not only the proportion of the people residing in the rural areas and urban areas are varied, but also the size of the villages, as mentioned here. The size of villages also varies considerably. So the size of the village is less than 200 persons in the hill states of northeastern India, than western Rajasthan and the Rann of Kutch in Gujarat, and as high as 17,000 persons in the states like Kerala, then part of Maharashtra. The size of the village is very small in the hill states of Northeast India, western Rajasthan and Rann of Kutch. It is less than 200 persons. Whereas in some states like Kerala and Maharashtra, the size of the village is as big as 17,000 persons. And as we discussed in the table, the proportion of the urban population in India is 31.16. Just we have seen in that table, appendix 3. In almost all the states and union territories, there has been a considerable increase in the urban population. This is the present trend in almost all the states and union territories of India. There has been an increase of urban population. And development of urban areas in terms of socio-economic conditions and an increased rate of rural to urban migration. So these are the two important causes for the increase in the people residing in the urban areas. Okay, so what are the two causes? What are the two factors? The first one is the development of urban areas. Okay, in terms of socio-economic condition, that means urbans are developed, okay, offering these job opportunities. Infrastructure is also developed in the big cities of India. Another important factor is, okay, the increased rate of rural to urban migration. So these are the two important factors for increasing the rate of urbanization. Okay, and see, when you examine this map, okay, you'll find, okay, let me enlarge it. See the legend and see the darkest color. This color shows the level of urbanization 42% and above. And see here we have stats like here Kerala, then Tamil Nadu, then this Gujarat, Maharashtra, then Goa. Okay, these are coming under this category. And here we have NCT, this Delhi, okay, and other states also there. And next we have 37 to 41%, you'll find Karnataka, okay. Then say for example here next we have 31 to 36 like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, okay. Then these below 25, for example, okay, below 25%, here we have the Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Jharkhand, Bihar, UP, Rajasthan, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, okay. Then Sikkim also there, okay, Sikkim also there, then Himachal Pradesh. So in all these stats, the level of urbanization, the proportion of people living in the urban areas is less than this 25%. Okay, so Manipur, Nagaland, and this Tripura are coming under the category of this 30 to 26%. Okay, this is about the level of urbanization in India. And about the rural urban migration, okay, it is mainly this along the, if there is a good connectivity with the urban areas, okay, for example along the main road link and the railroads in the northern plains, then industrial areas around Kolkata, Mumbai, then Bengaluru, Mysuru, Madurai, Coimbatore, Ahmedabad, Surat, Delhi, Kanpur. So these are the rail routes, okay, Ludhiana, Jalandhar. So if there is a good connectivity, then the rate of migration is very high. So rate of migration, the flow of migrants is very high along these rail routes. Okay, Mumbai, then Bengaluru, Mysuru, Madurai, Coimbatore, and so on. And whereas other areas, okay, like this agriculturally stagnant part of the middle and the lower Ganga plains, okay, like these Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal areas, then Telangana, non-irrigated western Rajasthan, remote hilly areas, tribal areas of northeast, along the flood-prone areas of peninsular India, along the eastern part of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, here in this region, the degree of urbanization remain very, very low. Okay, so this is about rural-urban population composition. Okay, any question from your side? You should remember 68.8% of the total population of India are residing in the villages, and the remaining 31.16% in India of the total population in India are residing in the urban areas. And inside the country also we find regional variation, okay, in the proportion of the these people residing in the urban areas or in the village areas. So next we have linguistic composition, okay. So India is a land of linguistic diversity. That means India has many languages. According to Grierson, Linguistic Survey of India 1903 to 1928, there were 179 languages, as many as 544 dialects in the country. Okay. Dialects here means actually dialect, dialect is a regional variety of language, okay, distinguished by features of this vocabulary, then grammar and pronunciation from the other. Okay. But now we have more than around 900 dialects in the country, and in the context of modern India, there are about 22 scheduled languages and the number of non-scheduled languages. Okay, we have 22 scheduled languages. Scheduled languages means the languages mentioned, okay, in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution are known as scheduled languages. Okay, so we have 22 scheduled languages mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. And among these scheduled languages, the speakers of Hindi have the highest percentage. Okay, the speakers of Hindi have the highest percentage. If you look and see here, okay, here Hindi is here, okay, Hindi, yellow color area, Hindi. Here here most of the states in India, okay, most of the northern states in India, these speak Hindi here. That means speakers of Hindi, okay, speakers of Hindi have the highest percentage, and the smallest language groups are Sanskrit, Boro, Manipuri, okay, according to 2011 census. So we may observe this map very carefully, okay, see here, and you may observe this pie chart also. Just here Hindi, for example, okay, Hindi. Okay, so Hindi here, according to this pie diagram, okay, it is taken out from the Encyclopedia Britannica, and it is based on 2001 census. Okay, so speakers of Hindi occupies a large proportion, okay, and this one Marathi, okay, then we have Telugu, and what is this, others, okay, other languages constitute 14.4%, and so on. And we may again examine this language map also, okay, and here indexes are given here. So how is spoken in, okay, here. So in this way you may observe it, okay. Then Hindi you have known. Then here what is the language spoken in Kerala? We have this Malayalam, okay, Malayalam is here. So let us continue, okay. So linguistic classification. The speakers of major Indian languages belong to 4 language families, and which have their subfamilies and branches or groups, and this can be better understood from table number 1.2. Okay, so we have this table number 1.2 is here. 1.2 is here, okay. Here this Here in the first column we have this family, then this is the subfamily, then branch, group, and the speech areas. And when we examine this table, then this family, okay, Indo-European or Aryan family, has the highest proportion, that is 73%. Okay, and next we have this Dravidian, 20%, Dravida or Dravidian. Okay, then we have this Astrik or Nisada, 1.38%, and this is the smallest family. Sino-Tibetan or Kirata, 0.85%, and most of the northeastern states coming under this family, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, coming under this family group. Okay, and we are under the subfamily Siamese Chinese. Okay, so mixture of these Thailand and China. Okay, Siam, you know, Thailand. And languages spoken in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim comes under this subfamily Tibeto-Myanmari. Okay, and here this is the Tibeto-Himalayan. What is this? Branch or group. And likewise Dravidian, okay, spoken in the South India, we have these branches like South Dravidian, Central Dravidian, North Dravidian, and so these are the states. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, South Dravidian, Central Dravidian, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Maharashtra, and the North Dravidian. We have Bihar, Orissa, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so in this way you may read this table number 1.2. Okay, so it describes the modern Indian languages. Okay, and Indo-Aryan, so this is the major language spoken. Okay, I mean the family and the subfamily. Okay, here these are the stats. Hindi comes under this category. Okay, and here we have a map also. See here, here. So this map shows the language families. Okay, here Indo-Aryan, as you have got, okay, Indo-Aryan, see this color, all this area comes under this Indo-Aryan. Okay, and then some patches are there. Here we have these Austroasiatics. These are the small patches, and here this large area in South India, these are coming under the Dravidian. Okay, Dravida. Okay, see South Indian Dravida, and this is the Indo-Aryan. Okay, and here we have Austroasiatic, and Tibeto-Burman language is coming under this Tibeto-Burman language. Northeast India, okay, except Assam. Tibeto-Burman means Myanmari group. Okay, Tibeto-Myanmari. Any question from your side, boys and girls?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So when you observe this map also, you will find these speakers of Hindi here. Speakers of Hindi has the greatest number. Okay, and these are the other languages. See here in Kerala, Malayalam is spoken, then Tamil, this is a language spoken in Karnataka, Kannada, Telugu is here, and so on. Okay, so let us continue. Next we have this religious composition, and religion is one of the most dominant forces affecting the cultural and political life of majority of Indians. Since religion is virtually permeates, okay, since religion virtually permeates into almost all the aspects of people's family, and community life, it is important to study the religious composition in detail. Actually, religion virtually permeates, means infiltrates to our mind, okay, to our heart, to almost all the aspects of people in India. Okay, it is very important to study about religious composition in detail. Okay, and so before we start, okay, you may read this table 1.3 also, religious communities of India 2011. You'll find Hindus. Okay, Hindus has the largest number. Okay, Hindus has the largest number. We have 966.3 million Hindus in India, constituting 79.8%. The second one, we have these Muslims, constituting 172.2 million. Okay, percentage here is 14.2. And here we have some diagrams also. Okay, see here. Here, Hindus. Okay, Hindus constitute 79.8%, as mentioned here. Okay, 79.8%. Then so Christians constitute, Muslims constitute 14.2, Christians 2.3, then 1.7 by 6, and others we have 2.0%. Okay, this is about religious composition of India. And see, let us read. Okay, Hindus are distributed as a major group in many states, ranging from 70 to 90% and above, except the districts of states along the Indo-Bangladesh border, Indo-Pak border, Jammu and Kashmir hill states of northeast, and in the scattered areas of Deccan Plateau and the Ganga Plain. So in these areas, the percentage of Hindu people are less. Okay, except in these areas, all other areas in India, all other states in India have the proportion of Hindus ranging between 70 to 90%. Okay, as you will find here, you may see this map. Okay, see here. This map shows religious composition in India according to 2011 census. And see here, Hindus. Okay, this green color. So when you have a glance of this map, see here, most of the areas in India, so all these areas, okay, all these areas here, then all these areas here are constituted by Hindus, except in some pockets, okay, like these areas, Muslims are here, some Muslims are here, some Muslims are here in Kerala. These are these Christians and others, this red one, and here also. Okay, see, then here in northeast India also, Manipur, then Tripura, then Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya. Here in these areas, states, we find Christians, and in the valley again of Manipur we find Hindus again. And in Assam area, okay, we find a large number of Hindus, and we find Muslims in the lower Assam valley, and see here also. And in West Bengal also we find some these Muslims, and we find majority of Muslims here in the Jammu and Kashmir here, and here in the UP also. Okay, and here this is the area occupied by Sikhs, that is in Punjab. Okay, and again, if you see this map, Hindus, okay, see here the red shaded areas. So here the red color areas shows, okay, the areas or the districts occupied by these Hindus. So next we have these Muslims. Okay, the largest religious minority are concentrated in Jammu and Kashmir, then certain districts of West Bengal and Kerala as indicated in the map, and many districts of Uttar Pradesh and in and around Delhi and in Lakshadweep. And they form majority in Jammu and Kashmir and Lakshadweep. Okay, Muslims form a majority in Lakshadweep Islands and this Kashmir Valley. See here. See here this rate, okay, it shows the concentration of these Muslims more than 50%. Okay, here in Jammu Kashmir the proportion of Muslims is more than 50%, and here in the border areas of Bangladesh, as I told you, this Lower Assam Valley in and around Delhi, then UP area, okay, and this Lakshadweep. So in these areas we find majority of Muslims. And next we have Christians. The Christian population is distributed mostly in the rural areas of the country. The main concentration is observed along the western coast around Goa, Kerala, also in the hill states of Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Chotanagpur area, and hills of Manipur. Okay, this is for Christians. Okay, again we have this distribution of Christians here, and here the rate set shows concentration of Christian more than 50%. Here all the hill districts of Manipur, then Nagaland state, Mizoram, then here we have Meghalaya, then some part in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so these are the areas where Christians are concentrated. Okay, and next we have Sikhs are mostly concentrated in relatively small area of the country, particularly in the states of Punjab, Haryana, and Delhi. Okay, Sikhs are concentrated mainly in this. Here, this is about Sikhs. Okay, here Sikh people are concentrated here in Punjab, more than 50%. Okay, more than 50%, and in and around Delhi area also, Haryana area also. In this area we find concentration of Sikhs. Then Jains and Buddhists, the smallest religious groups in India, have their concentration only in selected areas of the country. Jains have major concentration in the urban areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Maharashtra, while Buddhists are concentrated mostly in Maharashtra. Okay, Jains are concentrated in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Jains are mainly in Maharashtra. The other areas of Buddhist majority are Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh in Jammu Kashmir, Tripura, and Lahul and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, just see here Jains, distribution of Jains here. Okay, and here this is about Jains. We better to see the other map. Okay, the first map, and here mainly actually it is localized. Okay, some these Buddhists mainly in Maharashtra area it is not mentioned, and here in some are in Arunachal Pradesh and here in this area. Okay, this is about these Buddhists. And for the Jains we have this Gujarat, okay, then Maharashtra, and what is the other state, and Rajasthan also. In Rajasthan also, here in Rajasthan also we find these Jains. Okay. The other religions of India include this Zoroastrian, then tribal and other indigenous faiths and beliefs. And these groups are concentrated in small pockets scattered throughout the country. And still in Manipur also, in the hills also, we have some these indigenous religions. Okay, they are not adopting any other this religion from outside. Okay, but they occupy only a small area and a small percentage of this population. So these are the other religious groups in India. Okay, and in your textbook, okay, in your textbook, see, you have to examine again this appendix 4. If you read this appendix 4, then you'll find this religious composition in India. Okay, so for example, in Jammu and Kashmir, how many people are constituted by Hindus, then Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, and Buddhists are given. See, here in Jammu and Kashmir we find maximum number of people is here by Muslims, 68.31, Hindus only 28.44. Himachal Pradesh maximum, these Hindus, Muslims only 2.18. And Manipur, okay, for example, Hindus 41.39, then this is what, 8.40, that is Muslims, and Christian again 41.29, almost equal with Hindus. Okay, this is Muslims, these are Christians, and these are Hindus. Likewise in Mizoram, see, 87.16% by Christians. In Tripura again 83.4 by Hindus, and so on. Okay, in Meghalaya again 74.59 Christians. Then Assam maximum these Hindus 61.47, and next we have Muslims 34.22. okay, and so on. Madhya Pradesh, see here 90.99 these Hindus. Okay, and Maharashtra, see here Maharashtra also, this is Hindu, then Muslim, Christians, and others. Okay, what is this? 5.81 Buddhists. Okay, and so on. So you have to read this table also. This is appendix 4. Okay, and the last part, see here, religion and the landscape. So every religion gives a particular cultural landscape. Okay, see, the formal expression of religion on landscape is manifested through the sacred structures, use of symmetries, assemblages of plants and animals, groups of trees for religious purposes. Secret structures are widely distributed throughout the country, and these may range from inconspicuous villages, village shrines to large Hindu temples, monumental masjids, or ornately designed cathedrals in large metropolitan cities. These temples, masjids, gurudwaras, monasteries, and churches differ in size, form, space, use, and density, while attributing a special dimension to the total landscape of the area. That means, okay, every religious group has a unique, okay, this place of worship has a unique structure, okay, and that is why it gives a unique religious landscape. Okay, So any question from your side? Are you clear?
No,
Any question?
sir.
Are you clear? Okay, then let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class.